And so our lives must be balanced to attain true prosperity, the balance of health. Meditation is the important thing. Intellect, intellectual studies to a reasonable degree, health, and common sense money making. That is the balanced life spoken of the Master. Now let us go on just a little bit and talk about the line of action for material success. We have to live in this life. We have to play our part in the drama of life. Therefore, we must take certain measures to make for material success. In picking your associates, this is very important. Pick those with whom you want to deal. I know a gentleman, he goes about, he watches individuals. When he sees one that has the right makeup, then he says to him, if you will come with me and work with me and do what I say, because he realized the man had that faith in him, he said, we'll be successful together. Then he takes the man, then he finds the business for that man. And so we have to pick our associates. Be sure of them. Be sure of those with whom you mix, because environment is stronger than willpower. Pick your associates. And then, whatever business you go into, know all about that business. Many people jump into business. They should be rather working for someone else, because very few have the capacity to run a business successfully. And so, in business, for material success, know all about that business in which you intend to go in with these proper associates. Those are the two essential laws for material success. Laziness hasn't any place if you wish to attain true prosperity. Laziness in material things cannot be tolerated, because no man of success was lazy. Now, if we cannot tolerate laziness in material things, how much more so should we realize that God will not tolerate laziness when you want to know Him? Because He is working all the time, never ceases to keep His great show going. And so we likewise must not be lazy. If we have a weak body, and if karmic conditions are such that it is difficult for us, God will tolerate that if you are not lazy, if you try and give at least some time to Him. And so laziness is taboo, especially in spiritual things. One other thing comes to my mind is familiarity. Do not be too familiar with people. Some people, you can mix with them, they're never too familiar. That's their makeup. But others, you have to watch, because there must be the dignity between soul and soul. There must be that dignity of children of God mixing together. So watch out. Too much familiarity is bad. I remember in Boston, when the Master first came, one time I went to see him. He stayed at this lady's house, and he was gone. And she said, he's gone away. So I found him. And the trouble was that they were becoming too familiar with him. And he wanted his peace. He wanted that dignity of his soul uninterrupted. And so he went off, and I found him in a little room by himself. After a little bit, he came back. And those people with whom he stayed realized that they were becoming too familiar and trying to order and run his life. Who wants that? We are all children of God with a certain dignity that must be preserved. So there you have a few rules as to the proper action for material success. There are one or two other things. First is this. There is the intuitional way to judge people with whom you want to mix. You look into their eyes. But you have to be very calm, because everything that person ever was is in the brain, and it is reflected in the eye. And if you look calmly into the eyes, you will know through intuition immediately whether that person is right or not. Now, that doesn't mean you've got to gawk right at them. Who likes that? No one likes that. You don't have to. The minute you are calm, you know, some people, you don't know whether to start running or what. That's not the way. Feel the calmness of God within you. That's the intuition of His presence. One glance, and you'll know that person. If you are calm, you have to be calm. That's the intuitional way to know people. The other way is the spiritual way. Meditate deeply. This is important. Meditate deeply. And when you are interiorized and visualize, though, the eyes of that person, feeling at the same time in your heart. And if you feel a fear, watch out. Don't mix with that person.